been much debate worldwide whether or not zoos should be banned or if they should still be allowed to be part of the educational entertainment community. People argue that zoos are nothing more than caged entertainment sought only to provide amusement for the populace. Zoos help rehabilitate the animals and provide people who come to visit educational information to learn about them. This topic has been a heated debate for several years with many campaigns and rallies for both sides. Many animal rights activists have argued that animals have been stripped of their natural instincts, leading them to become depressed and violent due to mistreatment and neglect. While I do acknowledge this may be true for certain zoos, it is not true for all. Most zoos strive to treat their animals with quality care and will not force the animals to do anything they do not wish to do. From this, I argue that zoos should not be banned because they serve as educational mediums, sanctuaries for injured animals, and help with the conservation of animal species on the verge of extinction. Zoos allow people to learn more about species from both local and foreign countries, and this provides people with the necessary knowledge to help protect them both in zoos and in the wild. This shows that people seek knowledge about animals from around the world, and they seek zoos as mediums to fill the void of knowledge they seek. According to scientists Rennie and McLafferty, the main reasons people seek zoos is a desire for change of pace, science enrichment, and a social experience for the students, and to increase their exposure to science. This shows that without zoos, it would not be able to provide children and adults a way to discover new things about animals. However, according to Mark Beckhoff, a former animal researcher states that animals are mainly used for human benefit. This, however, can be proven not always true because he is looking at this from a perspective where he had to do scientific testing on animals and not open-ended research from a distance where no killing is involved. Zoos not only serve as educational mediums, but as rehabilitation centers to heal sick and injured animals not able to return to the wild. Zoos also help rehabilitate injured and sick animals that would have not been able to survive any longer in their natural habitat, and they also serve as sanctuaries for retired circus animals. The rate of sick and injured wildlife has become an epidemic today due to human encroachment, trappers, and circuses that do not treat their animals with care. This is where zoos have been able to step in to help provide care and safe rehabilitation area to get these animals what they need after they have been deemed unfit to re-enter the wild. Organizations such as WAZA work hand in hand with zoos to help rehabilitate and aid in conservation efforts worldwide. According to WAZA, WAZA provides support for species conservation, management, and husbandry of animals in human care, while encouraging the high standards in its member institutions. This shows that zoos serve as centers to help heal and provide care to animals that have been injured. Zoos are not only centers to educate the public and animal sanctuaries for injured animals, but they help aid in the conservation of endangered species. Animal conservation is key to making sure animals do not face extinction, and zoos help serve as a platform to encourage conservationism. Zoos help with animal conservation to protect endangered species around the world through breeding programs in order to avoid extinction. According to Tara Scarborough, animal species is considered endangered when its numbers are so reduced that it is in danger of becoming extinct, and the survival of these species is unlikely if the causal factors continue operating. This is where zoos have stepped in to help in conservation efforts by having breeding programs to help endangered animals such as the great panda reproduce because they are unable to maintain healthy rates in the wild. Some may argue that because animals are constantly on the move worldwide as a result of these global processes, traditional in situ, place-based conservation methods seem no longer sufficient to save threatened species. However, this is not true because many animals have been brought back to safe numbers and have since been taken off the endangered species list, and this is due to the help of zoos in conservation efforts. Despite all that zoos have to offer, some people still do not support zoos and claim that they should be banned. Some people may argue that zoos are not beneficial, that the animals are mistreated and depressed animals that have been stripped of their natural instincts in order to provide caged entertainment for humans. While this is true in some instances, and I do acknowledge that these zoos should no longer be able to operate, it is not true of all zoos. However, some believe zoos take animals' rights away. For example, in her book, The Oxford Handbook of Animal Studies, Linda Kaloff argues that animals are better off in the wild and they must be able to function without being stripped of their predatory instinct like zoos do to animals. While some of the points made by people on the side of banning zoos are correct, they are not always true in some cases because zoos have more benefit to them than negatives, because a few bad cases among zoos cannot represent the whole population of zoos worldwide. They have so much more to offer, and the negatives that are found in some zoos is not an accurate representation of all zoos that have to offer us, and all the good they do to help protect, rehabilitate animals worldwide, while providing people necessary education to help in the aid of this effort. While there are many people who are upset that zoos have been used for many years to provide caged entertainment, this is not the main focus of zoos, and is not true for all zoos. Rather, they seek to provide educational information on species so we can help protect them, rehabilitate injured animals that would no longer survive in the wild, and lastly, help conservationism of animals who are on the brink of extinction through breeding programs and efforts to maintain their safety. This is why zoos must still be in place, because it plays a vital role in protecting and conserving animal species from around the world.